This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Okay. I don't know what the hell happened with that open there. How you feeling, my brother? How you doing? You doing all right?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Excellent. Cannot complain. Hey, so what happened to Dalvin Cook?
Same thing that's going to happen for the next several weeks. Holding pattern.
But I thought the Dolphins were trading for him. I thought the Dolphins would scoop him up the second he became available. I mean, what's going on? It's been weeks now. He's sitting there, and now we're hearing the Jets, and now we're hearing the Patriots, and I'm almost getting a feeling like he desperately wants to play here, and now he's trying to use the same teams inside the division to try to entice the Dolphins to up their ante or whatever it is. And, you know, Chris Greer is sitting back going, what? Oh, I'm just sitting on the beach, having a drink and relaxing, like calm and cool, like nothing is happening. So what's the deal, dude? What's the feeling you're getting here with all of this?
I think he desperately wants to get paid more than anything else, if we're going to be honest about it. I think all things being equal, he absolutely wants to play for the Dolphins. But yeah, he could wind up that some team at some point decides to give him more money than the Dolphins are willing to pay. And I love the one I loved is he did the SiriusXM radio interview, and literally the question was asked, like, would you be excited about playing for the Dolphins? And he said, and he proceeds to talk about the Dolphins and say it would be a perfect fit for me and all that. And all of a sudden, Cook reveals Dolphins his preferred destination. No, he was asked specifically about the Dolphins. What's he going to say? Yeah, sure, why not? Yeah, I'll go play for the Dolphins. That's fine. Had he been asked, what do you think you would be excited to play for the Jets? It'd be like, yeah, that'd be a good fit. And he would. I mean, that's what guys do. It's why, like some of these interviews, you always have to understand the concept. Just like I think it's maybe Jair Alexander.
Same thing with Cook when it's playing with D. Oh, that would be epic. Oh, he now wants to play with D. He never said that. Right. You just asked him, would you like to play with D? Oh, yeah, that would be epic. Just like I'm sure would be epic for him to play with Pat Mahomes, too. There's lots of epic. That doesn't mean, but that's our problem. I'm glad you don't do this shit, dude, because there's a lot of media crap that goes on, and it's just, how can I twist this to make it clickbait material? When it's not really clickbait material, because at no point did Cook ever say, I want to play with D-Hop. But then here's the TV shows, here are the articles, and they're all writing it like he said, he wants to play with him. No, dude, it's ridiculous.
No, and if he's asked specifically about a team, what's he going to do? Shut the door on the possibility? It doesn't. It's I know the other point the other example I was going to make, I think it was Jair Alexander in Green Bay is saying, I'm expecting big things from Jordan Love. He's his quarterback. We're in June. What else is he going to say? I mean, right. Like, Jesus, that drives me nuts. That drives me insane.
Yeah, exactly. You should, and you should be, positive with your teammate. And he's a young guy. You want to bring him along and all that. So, yeah, man, it's all, common sense there, that the way you would handle something like that. All right, so is this going to drag on? Is he just going to wait for an injury? Is that kind of, because I'm almost getting, since he's not getting money from Miami, okay, so if he really wants money, so is he going to wait for somebody to be desperate? Because that's the problem with his situation. Nobody's desperate for a running back right now. So until somebody's desperate, is that what you're doing? You're going to wait for a desperation situation, not a good situation.
Or he may reach a point where he's going to tell himself, yeah, the money I want's not happening. So, and I don't want to sit out. I mean, what's he going to do? Sit out the whole year like Le'Veon Bell did that one time with the Steelers? And how did that work out for his career? Yeah. At one point, something's going to have to give, either like you mentioned, and running back's not necessarily a position where it's as difficult to learn a system and be on your P's and Q's with everything that an offense has done, where he could show up halfway through training camp and still make a major impact. So I think he has the leeway of waiting a couple of weeks into training camp, see if there's an injury that happens somewhere that gives him a shot to be a feature back and make good money. And then, but at some point, if that doesn't happen, then he's going to have to ask himself, okay, what am I willing to do? And then at some point, to me, like for him, maybe the drop dead point where he wants to make a decision, make a call would be, let's say, halfway through training camp, middle of August or something like that.
I know you wrote about it, and we all watched it last night. Drew Rosenhaus added nothing in his Channel 7 interview. He called it a situation, didn't call it an investigation. So what do we know, and when's that video going to come out? Because that's what we need. We need that video.
That's the shocking one right there.
What are they? I guess this is like the Dolphins and Cook. Do they want TMZ to up the ante here a little bit? Is that what's going on?
Or they don't have somebody at the police department to leak it for him. Yeah, no, I did find that interesting that he called it an ongoing situation as opposed to an investigation, which kind of suggests that maybe it's dealing more with dealing with the victim and that situation. But the police department, was it as of Friday, was saying that the investigation was still ongoing. So it's weird because then you have like a couple of reports say tarpon fishing was involved. A couple of reports say no, it's strictly about the two women on the boat, which is on the police report. And there's nothing about tarpon fishing in the police report, but two different outlets in South Florida, was it the Herald and then WP both said that tarpon fishing was involved. So it's a weird one. I'll be honest with you. I mean, and we're talking now, we're a week away from when the incident occurred, and there's still a whole lot of stuff that's very cloudy. It's a very, very weird one. And then I wouldn't. Drew has been radio silent on his social media feed. Same with Tyreek, and Tyreek loves to tweet and all that, and been pretty silent there too. So I wouldn't have expected Drew to say anything last night.
No, yeah. Well, he rarely ever says anything on that show anyways. When it comes to his clients, he rarely really gives any. When it's negative stuff, he's not going to give you anything. He just never does. It's just kind of the way it goes on that segment. But anyway, do we have any idea when this thing is? Because this can't be lasting very long. This isn't that big a situation. And if I'm Tyreek and his representatives, I kind of want this thing to go away already. And the longer it lasts, then the longer it could become a real problem. Now, although I don't expect much of a suspension, if there's one, to be quite honest. Even if there's one, I don't think it'll be more than a game, but whatever. Who knows?
Well, based on the reporting, which indicates it's a slap in the back of the head, and kind of they came back the next day to speak to the guy, again, based on the reports, which suggests that there's no major injuries involved. It's certainly not a situation like we're dealing like with Kareem Hunt, several years back, or even like Davante Adams just had his charges dropped from his shove last year, where, I mean, if you saw the video, it's like, the Raiders just lost a heartbreaking game and all that. And literally he's walking off the field and there's a camera guy like carrying video equipment who walks like right in front of him. And I certainly am not going to condone what Adams did, but it's like under the circumstances that he shoved the guy out of the way. Like, I mean, it just nobody was. No, I'm sorry. The cameraman wasn't at fault either because he didn't mean to do it either. It was just one of those terrible timing situations, but it was still handled incredibly shitty by Davante Adams. So, would I call it a crime? No, but I would call it, dude, you're being an asshole right there. I get it. You had a rough moment, but there's no need to take it out on that guy. I did have a problem with the way he handled that. Except the guy, they're the only thing. I'm going to play devil's advocate because like I said, I don't condone what he did, but I'm going to play devil's advocate. And the guy is walking. He's walking across the exit tunnel. And if you're going to do that, I think it's your responsibility to make sure you're not walking in front of somebody.
Yeah, no, so I totally agree with that. It's just we're all human beings, bro. we're all going to make mistakes. We're all going to do things that we didn't mean to do. We didn't realize we screwed up, but we shouldn't get treated like absolute shit just because we screwed up. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and if the guy, and as long as you're also respectful in that moment and apologize and you show some contrition there, I'm all right with it because, dude, we're all going to screw up. But the kind of peon way of looking, the way it looked, like, get out of my way. You're in my way. How dare you, kind of type of thing. I just didn't kind of like the way he handled it. I don't think there was any reason for him to do that. You know what I mean? If you want to like jump into the guy, not knock him down, but then say, yo, come on.
What the hell? Let's where you going? No, I agree.
Hey, moron, wake up. You just, okay, cool. And then the guy, hey, I'm sorry. Okay, then you move on. I'm good with that. But the throwing him to the ground, that part I had a problem with it. You know what I mean? So I guess you think it'll be done this week? I mean, it's I don't know. I'm putting you in an absolutely unfair.
I don't know. Again, I don't know enough of the details. Let me see the video. I'll be able to make a better judgment.
Yeah, I think we all want to see the video, except for Tyreek, of course. I'm sure he doesn't want to see, or he doesn't want
unless
public.
Unless it indicates him.
Well, he hasn't sounded like that. See, when you're innocent, you will scream at the top of your lungs, no, that guy's a liar, and I can't wait to challenge him, and where's that video and all that, you know what I mean? So I haven't seen that from that side, so that tells me that he did something.
Or the comment, and this is where Drew would have gone, I would ask everybody to reserve judgment until all the facts come out.
Right, yeah, which has not been the case.
Correct.
So and he's had his issues in the past, so this is not something new. And that's going to be the worst part for him now, because now they will bring up his past.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have a very short memory in today's world. Okay, I mean, it's not like anybody remembers Rick Sanchez hanging out with San Pedro. So it's just, that's kind of the way things are in this world. People don't remember things; they forget about them right away, and that's would have been positive for Tyreek, because he has kind of turned the page here and he's been exceptional since he got here. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? And now, unfortunately, it's going to bring up the past. And then so this guy was being a phony the entire time and all that. And that's the kind of shit that he's going to have to live with now.
No. And like I said, even in the best case scenario of a resolution of the situation, it's a nasty PR hit for Hill.
All right. Anything else going on? Because it's all quiet on the Western Front. By the way, I was given a modern day thing. It's all good in the hood.
There you go.
All quiet on the Western Front. All good
there
in the hood.
Go. Although somebody pointed out that they did a remake of All Quiet on the Western Front.
Of the movie?
Yeah.
Really? I didn't know that.
Like 3 or 4 years ago. Yeah, I wasn't aware either. So.
Well, then again, don't they remake all movies now? Like, they have no creativity anyways. Let's just redo Hawaii Five-0, and let's just, I'm sure The Godfather is going to be remade very soon. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on.
Or superhero movies.
Right. Yeah. Oh, God. I it's gotten to a point where I just don't watch them anymore. It's just too many. Or how many more Spider-Mans are you gonna give me, bro? Like, how many?
I don't know, and I'm gonna have to be there at every one of them, because my son and my daughter are totally into it. So we saw the last one, and my wife and I were like, "How'd you enjoy the movie?" Well, the kids really liked it, so it was like, okay, good.
All right, at least they liked it. But
taking one for the team.
Yeah, it just kind of gets over and over. All right, so since all is quiet on the Western Front with the Dolphins, what are you working on at alldolphins.com?
All is not quiet on alldolphins.com. I had enough good question that I split the mailbag into 3 parts. Part 3 is going up today. I have also beginning a series, the top 75 Dolphin games of the 2000. It's a 15-part series divided in 5 games each. which will start today, runs through July 18th because I don't do anything the first 2 days of the 4th of July week. And those are always fun. I always like looking back and then remembering and revisiting some games. And there were actually a lot of really good games, the Dolphins. And so fans are aware immediately those are the best games. And yes, it includes some losses because those were entertaining games to watch. It wasn't like the 75 best Dolphin victories, because then it would be just like, so like, for example, the Miracle at the Meadowlands.
So is number one the only second round game we've had in 23 years?
You'll have to wait until July 18th is when that
we had one second round game in 2000, right? Was it?
They lost their second round game. They got spanked in the second round game.
Right, but that's kind of,
why would that be a best? It was 27-0. That wasn't a good game.
Because it was the farthest we've gotten.
Well, yeah, but that wasn't the criteria. The criteria was entertainment value of the game.
So the game we won in the first round, that's like
it's in the top 75. Yes.
No, it's in the top 2, bro. Come on.
It's in the top 5. That's the most I'll tell you. It's in the top 5.
It has to be. I mean,
it has to be
the only meaningful game we've won in 23 years, dude.
True. They won
the first round game in the playoffs.
Okay, and what about the 2000 season finale that clinched the AFC East title? That was a meaningful game. The 2008 win the Jets to win the AFC East title again was very meaningful. There were a lot of meaningful. It wasn't strictly about.
Was that the Ted Ginn game?
Sorry?
Was that the Ted Ginn game?
No, the Ted Ginn game was like November 1st, 2009. And yes,
okay.
it's in the countdown.
It has to be by himself, bro.
Dude, they got outgained like.
He burned Darrelle Revis for a bomb for a touchdown, and then he scored on a return. I mean, all by himself, he lifted them over the Jets.
That wasn't the Ted Ginn game I'm talking about. The Ted Ginn game was the 2 kickoff returns for touchdowns. In a game, they were outgained like 378 to 104, and they won 30-25, which was crazy.
Yeah. Stats don't tell you everything, man.
Correct.
It's always, you know how it is. You're a writer.
Mm-hmm.
Stats can be spun however the hell you want if you're creative enough. You know, you can
nuance and context is what my new buzzwords.
That is very true. And when it comes to context, boy, we lose it completely. We don't put context in anything. Mm-hmm. You know, especially by the way, your partner in crime, Omar, doesn't put things in context at times. Okay. Because we always have that conversation here on the platform. It's like, bro, you got to put context to that. You just can't say, you know, oh, this was terrible. Why? There was a reason why, or it was good. There was a reason why. You know, sometimes, you know, you got to give the context in there. All right. So follow him on Twitter at Poupart NFL. And remember, you are officially a Dolphins fan, not when you attend a game or buy a jersey. No. You have to bookmark alldolphins.com. Once you do that, you're officially a Dolphins fan anywhere in the world, by the way, right? This offer goes good in Portugal and in Brazil, not just here in America.
And all you have to do is click. We don't charge. It's not behind the paywall and all that. All you have to do is go to alldolphins.com. Every story is there to read for free.
There you go. Get all the info there. Alain, as always, appreciate you, my brother. We will catch up later on in the week.
Sounds like a plan. You'll be good.
You got it. There you go. Alain Poupart, baby, with our EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins report. And remember, EJD Construction, we love talking about Eric and all the amazing people there at EJD Construction. They've been at this for over 20 years, man. You know what it is to be at it for over 20 years, and you've earned the AAA plus rating from the Better Business Bureau. And let me tell you something, they are fully insured, okay? So if anybody gets injured on your property, they're not going to sue you. Make sure whoever you hire is fully insured and that they prove that they are insured, folks. And when you talk about shell construction in-house, that's how they keep the costs down. So give them a ring, 305-433-4843, only Dade and Broward counties. Okay, those are the only 2 counties he services. So call him 305-433-4843.
Show.